Next one up, my man who actually when I was at KW, I called him up and I said, I'd love for you to come and start a commercial division at KW. And actually at Northwest Market Center, he led, and we had 40 commercial agents in one office. I think we were the largest, right, 40 commercial agents in Austin, Texas, and he led it. And, we'd love to have a commercial guy up here, as you know, because, we just got to. You got to give him a chance. You know what I mean? So, my man, the guy I played golf with today, who hits it a mile. You can use mine if you want to, Robert. You got it? From Dallas, Texas, Robert Creamer!
Let's go! Woo! It's funny playing golf with Gene and Brent, first time I have, and James. They really are like a bunch of high school boys playing a game together. It's pretty awesome to watch. Like that movie Tag. That's awesome. That was a lot of fun, guys. All right, so I'm gonna go quickly because we want to fast track my talk a little bit so we can get out of here on time, go to dinner. I'll tell you a little bit about my story real quick, and then about the commercial division, what we have to offer, and what you guys should be talking to your attraction agents about, how it can benefit them, etc. So I got my real estate degree, 2005, joined Ebby Halliday in Dallas, Texas, small brokerage firm there. It was a great company, but they bailed on me at a large event. I knew KW was launching in 2008. I left, joined in 2007 when Buddy Norman took the reins and led the charge. I was there for a total of 10 years. During that time, had great experiences, great leadership. Gene tapped me on the shoulder to come run the office in 2011. I was there till 2016. Actually, 2017. Yeah, 2017. And one day, Gene says, Robert, come in my office. What's going on? Just met with Mary Tennant. I just got fired. #1 recruiter for the company. Who wants to thank Mary Tennant? Thank you. What a blessing to find this new model. That's really loud by that speaker. So, Gene asked me to come over to EXP a couple times. I was reluctant. We had a team at KW doing commercial real estate. We were running 38 agents at the office. I was running training. Everything was going well. We closed a $64.5 million deal. I was like, why would I move? He took me to coffee. By the way, Gene married me and my ex-wife. So at this coffee meeting, he showed up wearing socks that said Team Creamer, which is my last name. I'm like, oh my gosh, now I have to come. But thank God I did. So I come over here, and I knew at some point we will be launching a fantastic commercial division, right? It took the right leader. They found him. Do y'all know who James is? Yes, James Wong. Great leader. He was with Marks and Millichap for years. Great connections for our industry worldwide, and he's been a great resource. Okay? So quickly, I want to go over a few of the things, if you're unfamiliar, what we have to offer at eXp Commercial that differs from the residential side. #1, we're a separate brokerage altogether, underneath the umbrella of eXp. So our cap changed. Our cap is $250 a month. We use Agent Hub for our CRM. We have enriched data. I also think, does residential have enriched data too? No? Okay. Enriched data is a way for agents to create BPOs or an appraisal-like report for the consumer. And it's fantastic. We use Reonomy for our data. So Reonomy pulls data from the tax records and data.com. So imagine your MLS, but they have all of the commercial properties in one location, except for they don't show the actives and the solds, right? It's just the data. But it's a fantastic tool. We use Build Out for marketing, because as y'all are aware, y'all create flyers using whatever y'all do create. Commercial didn't really have a great tool. We have two tools in our industry that work well if you want to pay for it. That's Creop and BuildOut. BuildOut is a phenomenal tool. You just input pictures, the data, it spits out a very sexy PDF to share with your clients. You can have like a 1-page, a 15-page, as in-depth as you want. It's fantastic. They are working on an agreement with CoStar, because I know that's always the big elephant in the room with all commercial agents. Well, what about CoStar? So last year, CoStar was $1,500 a month for national access per person. They just reduced it to $450. So without even us having an agreement, $450 is a fantastic rate for what they provide. If you don't know what CoStar is the MLS for commercial. I don't have access to the MLS. Okay? So I'll do a quick segue on the MLS. If you are a part of eXp Commercial, you have an eXp Commercial broker. Your eXp Commercial broker does not have access to the MLS. Therefore, your commercial agents can't join the MLS board. Okay? And I say this, we are working on a solution, but I want y'all to be educated and informed, so when people ask you these questions, you don't look like a deer in headlights. Okay? The solution is there are no more restrictions if you want to sell commercial real estate from realty or from commercial. Okay? So we do have commercial agents who have large teams, large structures, or organizations who have residential and commercial agents. They choose or have chosen to stay on the realty side. They just don't have access to our meetings, our resources, our branding, etc. Okay? We're still an 80-20 split. The cap is $20,000, right? It costs more money to run commercial brokerage. We have to join things like CCIM, SIOR, right? There's a lot of organizations we have to join. Unlike residential, where we have one asset class, we have a lot of asset classes. And we want to join every organization, be a part of them, go to their events, support them, and have our agents come from those organizations as well. So it does get quite costly. The other thing, we have no team structure, right? So again, I just want you all to be informed, so when you do go and talk to people, you're not blindsided. Now, the good news is, there are very few large commercial real estate teams out there. You could literally sell $150 million with a senior broker, one junior, and an assistant. Okay? Yeah, so I understand. No separate brokerage, no restrictions. Okay, but here's the big wins. Actually, you know what the biggest win for me was? I can communicate with our entire company in 5 seconds. I don't think you guys realize how big that is. When I was at KW, if I wanted to communicate, I need a commercial agent in Tampa, Florida. There's no way for me to communicate. I have to go to the website, call the team leader, ask who should I speak with. It took forever. As a commercial realtor, we can access everybody. I can say, guess what? I'm looking for a multifamily broker in the Southwest, the Northeast. I get responses in 5 seconds. Workplace is an amazing tool that almost no other company, especially the residential companies, don't have. Right? The residential company, KW, Exit, Remax, Century, all of them cannot compete with the resources, the tools, the leadership, and the caliber of agents we have at eXp Commercial. I hope you guys understand that, and I hope you understand how big of an opportunity we have to go speak to the commercial agents in our marketplace. It's huge. And the bigger firms, if you're unaware, the bigger firms are generally starting at a 50-50 split. If you're a rock star, they may get you to 70-30, but there is no cap. Right? You are paying into them forever. And the way they hook you is they say, hey Brent, you are a rock star. Tell you what, I know you're making $1 million now. I'm going to get you to $5 million, and I'm going to build a team around you. It's golden handcuffs. They're buying his loyalty. And by the way, those are not his clients anymore, right? They're the company's clients. That's what they do. Within EXP, we have a fantastic mentorship program already. We have an accelerator program for brand new agents. We have a 3-day training program with the NCREA, which gives you a certification. We are creating an entire network for off-market opportunities. And I say off-market opportunities because 80% of the transactions that I do are off-market. Okay? I mean, last year, I've said this a few times this weekend, but I wrote $650 million in offers last year. We closed 6.5%. That's how challenging it is right now. A ton of money is flowing into our markets, which is amazing and challenging, as you are all aware in the residential market, right? It's crazy out there. Oh, and I just iconed on Friday. Yay. The hard way, 8 deals. We have capital market experts within our company. Most other companies do not have that internal unless you go with the Marcus and Millichap, a CBRE, a JLL. Capital markets meaning they can go after hedge fund money, life insurance money. They have the connections to help your clients find what they need on the funding side. We partner with a cost segregation company. If you don't know what cost segregation is, let's just say you invest in real estate and you slam the depreciation to 5 to 7 years instead of straight line. We can go into that later, but that's a fantastic thing for investors. We have a DST sales expert. Business brokerage is allowed on the commercial side. So you can go out there and attract business brokers to your organization. That's huge. Luckily in Texas, you actually don't even have to be licensed to sell a business. It's crazy. CCIM designations are coming soon as well. I just attracted a CCIM teacher who actually taught me my CCIM 101 in 2005. He will be the Texas State Broker. We have internal contract to close. I mean, we've got so many tools here. We have the leadership who have been in the business. When I was at KW, we only had Buddy Norman. He was the only person who had been in the business. Every other leader they had no experience in commercial real estate. How can you run a company with 0 experience? If I have a problem, they really can't help me, right? One of the beautiful things about this company, it's like insurance, right? When something goes wrong is when you need someone. When everything's going great, who cares what insurance you have? When something goes wrong, you have an obstacle, you need help, who do you go to? This company has an army of people willing to help. Most companies don't have that, especially on the commercial side. One of the beautiful things about commercial real estate and why I loved it is we only make up 5% of the realtor pool. There's very few of us, right? And that number is growing because more people are leaning into commercial real estate. You're going to have a lot of people you talk to, I've thought about getting into commercial real estate. Bring them to one of our events. Bring them to a class. In fact, we will be having a event March 14th and 15th in Frisco, Texas. If any of y'all have any agents you would like us to talk to, bring them into Dallas. Come with them. If you can't, have them call me on your behalf, and I will host them in Frisco. I mean, of course, y'all are paying or they're paying, not me. But March 14th and 15th, what? We're going to have my CCIM instructor, Cliff Bogart. I'm going to be there. We're going to have 2 or 3 other speakers. Right? Again, I want to reiterate, all the residential-facing companies, they cannot compete with what we have to offer. The thing you have to ask yourself is, do you believe that? Right? When I teach people commercial real estate, because I launched Learn Commercial, that's why I wear this shirt, Learn Commercial. So I launched this company because I found there wasn't a whole lot of education out there. And when I teach people every day on calls, educate, lead gen, follow up. That is the key to all of our businesses, whether you're on the attraction side, what am I talking about? What is the opportunity? Can I describe it properly? How am I getting my leads? How am I following up? But the other thing is, do you believe what you're selling? Right? When you're talking to people, you need to believe it. Like Brent, he is super passionate. He is pumped up. He believes it. I will change your life. Do you believe that? Right? We got to get there. I think I got most of it. Just want to make sure I didn't leave anything out here for you guys. Was there any questions on commercial real estate or our company on the commercial real estate side that y'all have? Yes, sir.
Thank you. I had heard there's a cap on the amount of transactions you can do being a residential. Is that still on?
Not anymore.
Not anymore? Beautiful.
Good question.
Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Do you have a video like the model explains about sewer?
Yes, there are several videos explained. I think James does one with someone new almost every single week. So there are a ton. We'll tell you what, if anybody wants the EXP commercial explained, or I give people a 30, 60, 90 launch or a jumpstart program for their commercial business, I'll just give that to y'all, and you can put your name on it, send it to your sphere, whatever you want to do with it to help. Email me at info@learncommercial.com. info@learncommercial.com. And I'll send that to you, and I'll get one of probably the latest, because they keep changing it because they keep adding new benefits for the agents. That's why they keep redoing it. We're adding new tools. That's one of the reasons we have a $250 a month fee, is because we have a lot of tools that cost a lot of money. For example, all those tools I said, when I did pay for them out of my own pocket, it was well over $1,000. Reonomy by itself is $550 a month. Okay? I'm sending you the latest EXP commercial explained. So if you wanted to send a link out to your contacts, and a 30, 60, 90 launch program.
Can you tell us again what the programs are that are included in that 250, and also tell us like what the pushback would be, like what we don't have?
I'll start with the biggest pushback, CoStar. Right, the bigger firms pay for CoStar. That has always been the elephant in the room. We are working, the company is working on a agreement. It's just a struggle, because with CoStar, it's all in or not in. When we were at KW, they made some bad business decisions. Like when I was there, the team leader said, at the end, after Gene left, they said, you know what, we will get a CoStar agreement. I'm going to sign on the dotted line for everyone doing commercial real estate. But then half the agents left. The company was left holding the bill. That's not a good business model for a company. That's the problem with CoStar. That's why they have a monopoly on the industry. So that's always going to be the challenge. But with the price of CoStar right now, it's very reasonable for agents to get that on their own. In the commercial world, there's ways you can piggyback off people. You need to go into their office, use LoopNet, use Crexi, C-R-E-X-I. There are other alternatives you can get by with in our industry to win. So don't expense yourself to death. It's very easy to do that in commercial real estate.
Robert, what would be a reasonable amount of time for an agent, a residential agent that is very serious about learning commercial? What would be a reasonable amount of time where they could get educated enough that they could actually do commercial transactions? And the second part of that is it a requirement that they have a complete CCIM designation in order to do commercial, or can you do it without that?
Well, thank you. Well, of course, they can go to learncommercial.com, my company. So I created the most affordable education that would give people the tools necessary to go out, learn, and start making money immediately. And I partner with the NCREA, Michael Simpson, so we have that. You do not need a CCIM designation. I don't have one. I've been doing this 16 years. I've closed 400 million plus in volume. You don't need it. I've taken all the classes, just not the designation. And I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, the tools we have are Agent Hub, Enrich Data, Reonomy, Build Out.
Yeah, just contact Robert. He'll get you all that
Yeah,
stuff.
just email me at info@learncommercial, ask any questions you have, and I know we're short on time, so if you have any other questions, maybe one more, we're done. We're good?